The clips used in this video belongs to their intended owners and has no copyright intentions whatsoever. Each video is for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Hey guys, before I begin, I wanted to announce that I now have a Tumblr and a Reddit account that you guys can be able to check out to be able to see what new videos that I've got going on. I mostly did that since I've told Postwaves that there was something going on with the server that I wasn't able to get into my Postwaves account, but I've never really heard back from them, so I just completely decided to cast Postwaves aside and just get myself a Tumblr and a Reddit account. So if you guys want to check out what new videos I've got posted on YouTube, you can check out my Tumblr and my Reddit account. They're both of them I've both given them the username SpiritKing2010, and you can be able to search there to be able to see what new Solving Autisms puzzles videos that I've got posted, and to be able to learn more. And you can be able to chat with me, be able to basically be able to talk to me about whatever you basically want to. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's get started. What's up, my fellow puzzle solvers? This is your bestest pal Greg here, and welcome to another exciting episode of Solving Autism's Puzzle. And boy, I probably should have made an episode about this a long time ago, because a while ago I've gotten some news that Sesame Street has added a new character to its list of characters that they have, and the big surprise about this character is that she has autism, which is pretty cool. And I'm not sure what her name is, but here, let me look it up real quick. Okay, so her name is Julia, according to my Google search, and I myself kind of find this to be a very touching and very needed addition to the Sesame Street gang, because I feel like every kid needs to be able to learn at some point how to be able to talk to people who have these different types of special needs, especially people with autism. Mostly because people with autism, they're not very sure about how to be able to interact with different types of people. So I feel like this is definitely a good step for Sesame Street. But I also wanted to talk about some things involving the criticisms that Sesame Street has gotten involving Julia. Because when I looked at Postwaves, there was this person who was talking about some of the negative criticisms that Julia's had. Like, I think one was, oh, Sesame Street has normalized autism. How can they do such a horrible thing? Or, why would Sesame Street bring a character with autism into this show? It just completely... And you kind of get where I'm going with it. With this, people have been completely bashing on Sesame Street because of how they have this sweet little Sesame Street character who has autism in their show, teaching kids about how autism works. And basically, I don't really care that much about those negative criticisms, nor do I approve of them, mostly because they don't really do anything for people with autism, and they don't speak for people. Those who say nasty stuff like that don't speak for people with autism like me, mostly because I kind of find that they're just using autism as a way to make themselves feel victimized. And it's just this repetitive sort of victim mentality that some people have. Trust me, I've been making YouTube videos for almost 5 years, so well, actually I would say almost 6 years, but my point is I've been doing this a long time, and I've seen how stupid some people act on the internet. So I would just really like to be able to say that, just to get it off my chest, to be able to give people some clarity as to how they should be able to speak about people with autism and how they should be able to support people with autism. And people saying that bringing attention to autism, them thinking that it's a negative thing, and saying that normalizing autism is a very, very cruel thing to do. That's not something that I would condone, and that's not something that a true autism advocate would stand behind. Mostly because it just takes away the purpose of autism awareness, and it takes away the purpose of autism acceptance as well. To be able to get people to understand what autism is, and being able to accept people with autism for who they are, instead of constantly judging them based on some of the things that they don't mean to say and some of the things that they don't mean to do. When really we should be able to give people with autism a chance to be able to be part of our community. But yeah, I just like to say this. I just like to be able to say this to be able to, again, give some clarity, and to be able to let people who say all this negative stuff about autism know that they do not represent autism, and I do not care what they think about autism, because I know what autism is inside and out, and I know how to talk about autism. And I know there's probably going to be some people who are going to be silently criticizing me about it, but about it, thinking that I probably wouldn't know anything. And I'd just like to counter that by saying, oh yeah, I'm just this one guy who's lived with autism for almost 3 decades, did my own research on autism, and actually grew up with people who are on different parts of the spectrum than I am. So what would I know about autism? So yeah, I definitely agree with you. People who spread nasty rumors, and people who are constantly suppressing people with autism's ability to be able to speak about their own disability, those are the people that should be listened to. In case you haven't picked up on it, I was being sarcastic. People with autism should be listened to, because that's what autism awareness is about. Listening to people who are on the spectrum, as well as autism acceptance. Accepting their input. Accepting that they have this knowledge to be able to help other people with autism succeed. And even though I don't really consider myself all that successful, I mean, I do have a job at Office Depot, but it's merely more as something that I need to be able to survive. Whereas with solving autism's puzzle, well, I'll just save that for the story for another time. But I'd like to say this quick message to Sesame Street. I definitely love that you've added Julia to your list of characters. I definitely loved how you've portrayed her through the YouTube. I mostly know this from the YouTube videos that I've seen from Julia. And I hope you guys keep Julia around for a long time. And I hope that you use Julia to be able to help people understand more about autism, and to be able to help them figure out how to accept people with autism. So ignore the haters, Sesame Street. Keep Julia on that show. I want to see more Julia, please. But I think that's pretty much all that needs to be said. So until next time. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please show that like button, that subscribe button, that comment button, and that share button some love. And as always, I will see you next time. What's up, my Still have those weird pauses. Not really sure why, but oh well, what can you do? This is your bestest pal Greg, and welcome to another episode of Solving Autism's Puzzle, where I am I messed that up. I made a big boo-boo mess.